Hello everyone, this is Miss Connolly and welcome to the recorded lesson for the Introduction to CBA 1 in English. So this class was delivered during the week, and for those of you who were absent or who simply want to recap on the introductory lesson, this recorded voiceover will help you get up to speed and inform you on what the CBA 1 in English is. So as you can see on the screen here, the CBA 1 in English is an oral communication. So feel free to pause the video at any time to take any notes or simply rewind to certain areas that you need more understanding on. So our first slide that we're going to look at is the learning intentions. So this slide will inform you what you should know by the end of this recorded session or what you would have learned at the very end of the in-person session. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to summarize what the English CBA 1 is and understand what work needs to be done to successfully complete the CBA 1. You should also be able to conceptualize or understand the timeline of the CBA 1. So you will be exposed to a timeline on how you will complete your CBA 1, but we'll get to that a little bit later. You will also be able to navigate your way around Google Slides and Prezi presentation formats. So if you were in class during the week, you would have been given 2 handouts on a step-by-step guide on how to complete either a Google Slide or a Prezi presentation format. And for those of you who were absent, you can access these documents on our class website. Finally, you should be able to understand your topic for your CBA 1. And by the end of this lesson, you should have already begun brainstorming ideas on how you will present it through the use of either Google Slides or Prezi presentation. So moving on, what is the CBA 1? So the English CBA 1 is an oral communication. So again, CBA stands for a classroom-based assessment. And in English, the CBA 1 is an oral communication. And this CBA has 2 main priorities. So number 1, it is the development of students' basic research skills. So you'll have a lot of research to do within your CBA. And of course, the oral communication. So the English CBA 1 is a 3-minute speaking moment that is presented on a specific topic and delivered through a specific format. And every student will talk about the same topic, and the topic that I have chosen for you all to talk about is a place where I belong. So I'll dissect that a little bit more later. So here are the 5 simple steps to meet the success criteria, and these are really important to note, okay? So number 1, you must plan. So you must plan on what you will talk about and how you will go about talking about it. Number 2, you need to research. So your topic is a place where I belong. So maybe you need to do some personal research into a place that you feel you most belong. Third, you need to prepare. So the gathering and the putting together of information, and all of this must be done in your own words. Number 4 then is your presentation, so to present. And you will be presenting this through either Google Slides or Prezi presentation. So you will be developing either of these formats, and you will be talking about it out loud in your own words while referring to your presentation. And lastly, you're going to reflect on your oral communication. And we will look at the reflection piece a little bit later as well, because there are 2 steps in the reflection. So this here then is just a simple map on how you might go about planning and organizing your information. So if you look at the very top there, you have the who. Next then to the right, you have the what, you have the where, the when, the why, and then the how. So who, what, where, when, why, how. We're all very familiar with these. So the who was involved. The what caused you to feel this way about this place. The where, is this place. The when did you know you belonged there? The why is this place where you feel you most belong? And the how is how has this place impacted you or made you feel or made you who you are now? Another part of this CBA is you are going to have a weekly reflection to do. So at the end of every class, you are going to fill out a reflection. So in this lesson, I have given out a sheet of the weekly reflection template. And for those of you who were absent, you can access this template on our class website. So the handout of the reflection template, you must stick into your copies and refer back to after each class. So you stick it into your copies, and then at the end of every class, you open up a brand new page in your CBA 1 section of your copies, and you will write the heading at the very top. So be it reflection, class 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay, it's going to be reflection dash class and whatever number class we're in. So these reflections should include the knowledge that you have learned and the work that you have completed within that lesson. So you're going to have your template stuck into your copy, and you're going to refer back to that each time you do a reflection. And you're going to take the headings from the reflection handout and you're going to write them into your copy and answer them. So these reflections are to be completed after every lesson, and you should put them in order, and at the end of the 3 weeks you should have 9 reflections in total. So here then is a brief timeline of your CBA 1, okay? So it's completed over 3 weeks. So on the left hand side you can see week 1 and the dates, week 2 and the dates, week 3 and the dates, okay? So it's going horizontally. So if we look at week 1, we see at the top, first class of the week, so the introductory lesson on the English CBA 1, so explaining the oral communication. That is a lesson that we have just done, okay? The one there just gone by. The second class of this week then will be independent research on the chosen topic, a place where I belong, okay? So that's going to be involving a lot of reflection, personal reflection. And then the third class will be independent research on the chosen topic and planning the presentations, okay? So you're going to continue with your research, but you're also going to start planning what presentation format you're going to do your CBA on. In week 2 then, the first class of week 2, we're going to be in the computer room. And in fact, we're going to be in the computer room for the rest of week 2 and the start of week 3. So we need to use the computers, of course, to start looking at the presentation formats. So in the first class of week 2, we're going to be planning and designing our presentations. Okay, so we're going to be deciding which format we'd like to use, doing a little bit of research and recapping on the sheets that I gave out about how to go about designing either format. And you're going to be picking and choosing and starting designing your presentation. Then the second class of week 2, you're back in the computer room for a workshop, and we're going to be developing our ICT skills, okay? So we're going to be learning how to design our presentations. And then the third and last class of week 2, back in the computer room again, where there will be a Q&A on presentation work thus far, okay? So you can ask me any questions at all, but I must put emphasis on the fact that the presentations are to be completed completely individually. And then in week 3, the first class of week 3, we're back in the computer room and we're going to be wrapping up on our presentations, okay? So we're going to be finishing up our presentations and we're going to begin our reflection piece. So at the very end of our CBA, we have an individual reflection piece, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. The second class of week 3, we're going to be finalizing presentations and conducting a practice session with peer feedback. So we're going to be doing a little practice on our oral communications in front of everybody, and we're going to be getting a little bit of peer feedback from one another. And at the end of the second class in week 3, we will be finishing off our written reflections. And finally then, our final class on week 3, so the 18th of February, we're going to submit and present our presentations and any other work relating to the CBA 1, so that would be the reflection. Moving on then, we're going to look at the assessment of the CBA 1. So looking here on the left, the question, who will be grading it? So I will be grading your CBA 1s. So you will present your presentation in front of me and I will be grading it. So you'll be giving a rubric to help you when it comes to preparing your oral communication and for when you need to present it. And this has already been given out, but you can access it on the website. So the document, as stated, is available on the website. The grading system then, so there are 4 potential grades that you can receive in your CBA 1 oral communication. So you can either get exceptional, above expectations, in line with expectations, or yet to meet expectations. And a more detailed outline of these grades is on our class website, and you can download that and print it off if you like.